She looked down and said anxiously, "What should I do?" "I run an accessory shop with this computer. If it stops working, I'm really in trouble. I have pending shipments for customers too." "Don't worry, I'll handle it." "First, calm down," I said to reassure her. "I might be able to fix this problem for you. My name is Kevin. I'm 28 years old and work as a freelance IT engineer. I usually get jobs through acquaintances. The work never dries up, but it's never in abundance either. That's why I believe it's essential to improve my skills to broaden my job opportunities. In the morning, the sound of my alarm clock wakes me up, and another day begins. I sit in front of my computer, reflecting on what I learned on the online learning site yesterday, letting my imagination run wild. Maybe I can propose what I learned yesterday to that client. I think as I take a sip of coffee. On my desk lies an open technical book for skill improvement. The IT world is vast, with new technologies emerging constantly. Keeping up with it all is a struggle. But this freelance lifestyle is the path I chose for myself. So no matter how tough it gets, I intend to keep walking this path. After reviewing what I learned, I check my email and find a job referral from an acquaintance. It's a small job, but I'm grateful. I promptly reply, expressing my interest in taking the job, and start working on the proposal and estimate. For me right now, it's important to interact carefully with clients and steadily increase my orders. One Friday night, as I was about to finish my work, I received a notification on my phone from a social media app. It was past 8:30 p.m. Looking at the screen, I saw a friend request from Emily. Emily was a friend and classmate from my university's brass band team. During college, she was like the campus idol. She had long, shiny hair like in a commercial. Her skin was translucent white and had large, clear eyes. Her smile had the power to brighten up the room instantly. In the brass band team, she played the flute, and her beautiful performances captivated many. Her solo parts were a highlight in our concerts. Many guys, including myself, admired her, but it was well known that she had a boyfriend. Her boyfriend was a cool senior from the rugby team, a year older. They were like the celebrity couple on campus, out of reach. Honestly, I liked Emily too. But standing next to her and her handsome boyfriend, I felt invisible. Despite her beauty, popularity, and talent, she was always humble and worked together with everyone in the team. She was kind to me too. There was no reason to reject her friend request. I quickly accepted the request and sent a message. "What's up? Is something wrong?" I wondered if something had happened to one of our teammates. She replied immediately. "Sorry for the sudden message, but can we talk now?" It seemed like an emergency. I called her right away. "Hello, Emily? What's going on?" She answered hastily. "Kevin, sorry for the sudden call. I need your help. You mentioned you work in IT at the last reunion, right?" I remembered talking about my job at our team reunion about 6 months ago. Her voice was clearly shaken, indicating she was facing a major issue. "Yeah, that's right. What happened?" I listened intently. "Well, I was on my computer earlier and suddenly the screen changed. A message popped up saying your files have been encrypted. Pay within 3 days to recover them. I don't know what to do." Her voice was trembling. It was easy to imagine her feeling lost with this computer trouble. "What? That sounds like a computer virus. Did you receive any suspicious emails before this screen appeared?" She answered nervously. "Now that you mention it, I got an email from someone I didn't know about sending a contract draft. I think I opened the attachment." "Is that why?" "Most likely. Yeah, that's probably the cause. If you can, disconnect your computer from the internet. Also, don't shut it down or restart it." She seemed to be listening seriously. "Got it. I'll make sure it's not connected to the internet. What should I do next?" Her anxiety seemed to be peaking. "Emily, let's stay calm. I need to look at the computer to know for sure. Can you bring it somewhere?" The cafes were already closed. "If anywhere, a family restaurant might work. It's pretty late, but could you come to my place?" I felt a bit nervous. She lived alone. I've rarely been to a woman's place. especially someone I admired. But I remembered seeing a ring on her right hand at the reunion. Maybe she lives with her boyfriend? That thought crossed my mind. Sure, if it's not a bother. We both knew her place wasn't far from mine. About a 30-minute train ride. We agreed to meet at the nearest station. I quickly got ready and headed out. Emily was waiting just outside the station gates. Thank you, Kevin. I'm really sorry, but I appreciate it. She smelled of citrusy conditioner, probably just out of the shower. Her apartment was about a 10-minute walk from the station. By the way, how did you get my contact info? As we walked, I asked her. Yeah, it was sudden, I know. I'm really sorry. I was so desperate. You came to mind immediately. We made that SNS group at the reunion, remember? I found you there. Good thing I registered my contact info back then. On the way to her place, she walked with her head down, looking anxious. I could hear her taking deep breaths occasionally. Are you okay? I asked. Yeah, just. I'm overwhelmed with this computer issue, she answered softly. I tried to lighten the mood with small talk, but she seemed preoccupied. We arrived at Emily's apartment. I felt a nervous excitement about seeing her personal space for the first time. The apartment was more spacious than I expected, with art and photos decorating the walls. Each of them showcased her excellent aesthetic sense. There was no sign of a boyfriend, which made me feel a bit relieved. She quickly led me to the room where her computer was. Seeing the screen, I confirmed my suspicion. This is ransomware. It locks important files and demands payment to unlock them. It's one of the worst viruses because it encrypts your files. She looked down and said anxiously, "What should I do?" I run an accessory shop with this computer. If it stops working, I'm really in trouble. I have pending shipments for customers too. Her voice was filled with anxiety. I remembered her saying at the reunion that her dream was to succeed with her accessory shop. All the shop's data and know-how were on this one computer, so her anxiety and panic were understandable. Don't worry, I'll handle it. First, calm down, I said to reassure her. I might be able to fix this problem for you. I decided to do everything I could to help her. While checking her computer, I started talking about myself to ease her anxiety. I used to work at an IT security company. People often think IT engineers can handle any computer issue. But virus responses are actually the job of IT security engineers. So, I might be able to handle this. I'll do everything I can. Really? I didn't know that. I'm not tech savvy at all. But I guess I made the right choice contacting you, Kevin. I'm glad I did. She smiled, looking a bit relieved. Finally, she showed me the smile I liked so much. The main reason I left my job to become a freelancer was to avoid being tied down by time. I was tired of meetings that didn't concern me and being restricted on overtime while clients were in urgent need. I wanted to quickly help people like Emily who were genuinely in trouble. As I concentrated on her computer, I felt the freedom of my freelance life and how right my choice was. I never thought my past experiences would help someone like this. After thoroughly checking her computer, I realized I couldn't fix it immediately. Emily, I'm sorry, but this isn't going to be a quick fix. I need to take your computer home to work on it. Is that okay? Really? But will it be alright? She asked anxiously. Yes, it'll be faster to fix with the necessary equipment at my place. She seemed a bit relieved and said, okay. But can I come with you, showing her concern? Well. My place is small and messy, but if you're okay with that. I agreed, understanding her worry. We headed to my place with her computer. My apartment was a rental with one bedroom and a kitchen. Compared to Emily's room, it's not spacious at all. It's relatively clean for a guy's place, though there are stacks of books and magazines. I quickly moved them aside to make space for her, inviting her to sit on a cushion by the TV. It might take a while, so you should contact your clients about the delay. Realizing this, she pulled out her phone. You're right. Thanks. Seeing her typing emails, I brought out something from my room. This is a bit old, I said, handing her a laptop. If you know your site's ID and password, you can use this to work faster, if you'd like. I knew quick communication with clients was crucial during such troubles. Thank you. I know the ID and password, so this will be a big help. I set up a folding table by the TV for her to work on. I'll be working over there. Let me know if you need anything. I told her this and went to my workroom. I started working on removing the virus immediately. It was clear that this was a complicated case. I worked intensely, and before I knew it, 2 hours had passed. Emily's last train was also approaching. I glanced over at her and saw she was dozing off, looking somewhat relaxed. I could hear her breathing softly. She must have been exhausted from the unexpected trouble. Seeing this more ordinary side of Emily, who I had always thought of as unattainable, made me feel oddly relieved. Emily, sorry, but this will take more time. You should go home and get some rest, I said, gently shaking her shoulder. Oh. Is it that late already? She opened her eyes quickly, seeming to take a moment to recall her situation. I didn't think it would take this long. Kevin, I really asked a lot of you. I'm sorry. She hesitated for a moment, deciding whether to stay or leave, but I encouraged her to go home. All right. But Kevin, don't overdo it, she said worriedly and reluctantly left. After she left, I continued working when suddenly the doorbell rang. It was Emily. What's up? Did you forget something? No, I brought these. I thought you'd be working late, she said, handing me some sandwiches and energy drinks. Her kindness warmed my heart. Thank you. This will help me keep going, I said with a smile. She gave a small smile and headed back home. I was left alone in my workspace, battling the virus through the night. Her thoughtfulness and smile kept me motivated through the long night. I'll do my best for Emily. Once again, I pledged to myself. In the morning, I took a short nap, but the doorbell woke me up. Emily was there. Good morning, Kevin. Sorry for coming so early. Did you stay up all night? In the same clothes as yesterday, unshaven, it was a fair assumption. No, I took a short nap. The computer's not fully restored yet, though. She looked a bit apologetic and asked, Really? Should we maybe call a professional company? Even if we did, they wouldn't be able to respond quickly. Don't worry, it's progressing bit by bit. Just give me a little more time. Realistically, taking it to a security company now wouldn't solve it faster. Okay. I trust you. By the way, are you hungry? She had a shopping bag with groceries. I'll use your kitchen. You should rest a bit more. She moved to the kitchen and started preparing breakfast efficiently. Watching her cook, I noticed I was grinning and quickly turned back to the TV to hide it. She made fried eggs with bacon and chicken soup using the ingredients and seasonings she brought from home. Since she wasn't sure if I had a toaster, she bought some freshly baked bread from the bakery. For me, it was the first proper breakfast in a while. The chicken soup, especially, was soothing to my tired body. After breakfast, I returned to staring at the computer screen. Meanwhile, she started cleaning the apartment with cleaning supplies she found. At first, I hesitated but agreed when she said it would help her pass the time. By evening, I finally solved Emily's computer problem. I managed to remove the virus and restore the data. I felt relieved. Emily, it's okay now. I managed to restore everything on your computer, I told her. Really? Is that true? She said, breaking into a relieved smile and expressing her gratitude. Seeing her smile, I felt that all my efforts had been worth it. For now, check and see if you can access your files and emails, I said, handing her the computer. She checked her work files and emails for a while and then responded. Yes, it seems fine. You really saved me. I don't know how to thank you. I was glad I could help her. You've thanked me enough. You should focus on catching up with your work now, I advised. You're right. Thanks for the advice. I'm sorry, but I'll do that. Kevin, you must be tired, so please get some rest. I'll thank you properly later, she said before leaving my place. After seeing her off, I collapsed into bed and slept like a log. The next morning, I found myself thinking about Emily. the past 2 days with her felt like a dream. Her sudden message. Visiting her place for the first time. Her dozing off in my apartment. Her cooking and cleaning. And her relieved smile when I solved the problem. It all happened so quickly, and I felt a bit sad thinking it might never happen again. As I pondered this, a message from Emily arrived around noon. She was inviting me to dinner on Thursday as a thank you for yesterday. Of course, my answer was yes. I replied that I would always adjust my schedule for her. The restaurant she picked was quite nice. When I arrived at the agreed time, Emily was already waiting. She wore an elegant dress, different from her usual casual style. Compared to her transformation, I felt awkward in my rarely worn suit. Nervously adjusting my jacket, I walked over to her. "Kevin, you look great in a suit," she said with a bright smile. "And you look amazing in that dress," I said, blushing, struggling to find the right words. As we enjoyed our meal, Emily made a surprising proposal. Hesitantly, she said, "Kevin, if it's not too much trouble, could you help with the blog maintenance and some improvements for my accessory shop? I'm not good at that, and I can't afford something too expensive." "Wait, IT work outside of security?" "Sure, I'd be happy to help if you're okay with it. I was actually looking to expand my job scope." "For you? I'll do it at a friend's rate," I gladly accepted. She looked relieved and repeatedly thanked me. "Really? That's great. Having you help makes me feel so much more secure." During dinner, we discussed her business plans and reminisced about our college days. It was a very meaningful time. Her request for additional work was also a chance for me to expand my freelance opportunities. I started working on her site, improving the blog content and implementing SEO strategies to increase traffic. Gradually, the site's traffic began to increase. One day, Emily's shop was set to participate in a major sale on a large e-commerce platform. She planned to use this opportunity to boost her sales significantly. "Kevin, I need your help with the sale preparations. If we can attract new customers through this sale, our sales might grow even more. I want to give it my all," she said with a serious expression. "Of course. I'll help with anything I can." Her shop also featured accessories from other creators, and she needed to set up key products and adjust prices accordingly. She gave precise and organized instructions to everyone involved. Her leadership was crucial for the shop's success. I used my IT skills to streamline social media promotions and enhance the blog content. On the day of the sale, her shop received an overwhelming number of orders, far exceeding the target. It was a huge success. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to you, we succeeded beyond our expectations. She expressed her gratitude to all involved, including me. With this success, I was able to expand my skill set. I was also likely to receive new orders based on these achievements. All thanks to the opportunity Emily gave me. To celebrate the successful sale, I invited Emily to a beautiful restaurant in the city. I reserved a table by the window, offering a romantic view of the city lights. During dinner, seeing Emily's smile, I felt all my efforts had been worthwhile. I realized it was the perfect moment to confess my feelings. To be honest, I was afraid of being rejected and ruining our relationship. But with the increased interactions through work, I felt closer to the person I had admired for so long. That admiration had grown into love. I could no longer keep my feelings hidden. My heart raced. I took a sip of water to ease my dry throat and spoke to Emily. "Emily, I've liked you for a long time. I wanted to tell you tonight." "Emily, will you go out with me?" I confessed with all my courage. Her eyes showed a hint of surprise but quickly softened into a gentle smile. "Thank you, Kevin. I've actually been interested in you for a long time too." "I'd love to," she replied happily. I decided to give her a present. It was a love ring I had secretly purchased from her shop. Emily immediately recognized it. "This is one of my creations, right?" she said, touched and delighted. It was the one she had proudly shown me while we worked together. "This is a great piece," she'd said. "Thank you, Kevin. I'll cherish it." On our way back, we walked hand in hand. Emily suddenly started reminiscing. "Did you know you're the reason I started my accessory shop?" "What do you mean?" I had no idea what she was talking about. Back in college, I made a bird-shaped pendant. When I wore it, my boyfriend at the time said, "I'd rather you wear the jewelry I gave you," and I was really down. But you came along and said, "That pendant is cute. I want one too," and I gave it to you. Her story brought back a vivid memory. I remembered seeing her looking sad and couldn't help but compliment her pendant. Then you attached it to your bag and showed it off to others. Other girls in the team started asking me to make them one too. That's how I began enjoying making accessories. "It's all thanks to you," she said. I never knew. I knew her accessories were popular back then. But I never realized I was the catalyst. She continued. Even at the reunion, though you had a new bag, you still had the pendant. It was so faded, but I was so happy to see it. I thought she hadn't noticed. Of course, I kept it. It was from someone I admired. I wanted to cherish it along with the memories. Her cheeks turned a faint shade of red. That's how we started dating. Walking hand in hand felt like living a dream. We wore matching rings Emily made, and we moved in together. Now, we are ready for the next step. This spring, we are getting married. I couldn't feel happier about the future we're going to share.